Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Nama. Greetings to everyone world over. First of all, we extend a very warm welcome to all our brothers and sisters across the globe. And today, wishing International Women Day. United Nations has declared 8th of March International Women Day. And this is the first program coming from our chamber this morning. Day long, we have got a lot of deliberations, celebrations, congratulations. So let's congratulate with Madam Rashmi Balakrishnan, ma'am. She is the founder, Safe Grey Project. She is joining us from Bangalore all the way. Very, very dynamic woman, very creative woman, very dynamic woman who is interested that how education, entertainment, and children to be happy, parents to be happy, teachers to be happy, educators got to be happy, counselors got to be happy, and Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, the whole world got to be happy. We all have a right to be happy, and right to be happy right in this moment itself. So join this live event, which is going world over on the YouTube. I'm grateful to all the dignitaries and particularly Media Entertainment Skill Council, Subhash Gaiji's chairmanship, and the CEO, Mr. Mohit Soni has an entire team. They're doing great job. And United Nations, UNESCO, Mr. Eric Ford, the director, and goal number 4. And our focus, of course, is a gender equality we are talking about. But our chamber focus is why not education? Why not to give quality education, need-based education, happy education, inspirational education, art-based education, music-based education, dance performance education, and also Rashmi ma'am is going to share with you storytelling. There is a new word which is being used by Secretary School Education, Government of India. Rashmi ma'am will talk about that as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, education, entertainment, and post-COVID, how the classroom would be. Your radio, your television, your theater, your music, your films, your augmented reality, your virtual reality, your mental positivity and mental positive happiness is very, very important. Do you recall on 1st of February 2022, Honorable Finance Minister of India, Nirmala Sitharaman ji, she was quite worried when she made a mention, mental health has to be taken care of. I want to use from our chamber the word mental wellness, mental happiness, education, happiness, entertainment for happiness, post-COVID classroom happiness, education, schools, colleges, universities reopening, happiness, right. Welcome to 8th of March 2022, International Women Day. United Nations has given the theme for this year, gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. Our chamber, we are focusing on preparing global teachers, making education relevant, education and skills head to heart, head to heart, heart to hands, head to heart, heart to hands, H, and H for happiness, H for happiness, H for humor. My God, ICSI brings this morning Global Inspirational Lab with Media Entertainment Sector Skill Council and with UNESCO. We are very happy. All the CBSE, the entire verticals, Kendriya Vidyalaya, Army schools, Navodaya Vidyalayas, and all other state boards and institutions, our teachers be happy, our students be happy, our parents be happy. Are percentage ko chhod dijiye na, just move ahead. The world has just come out of the challenges. So let's travel to Global Inspirational Lab. International Chamber for Service Industry extends a very warm welcome. World over 31.46 million Indians abroad. We are very happy that 1994, we brought India's first finishing school for service industry from the chamber. And we have been focusing on personality, communication. Look at the beautiful color. It's called Inspirational Lab, Karam Pradhan. And inspiration is Let's build better tomorrow. Let's take ladies support. Let's take girls support. Let's take women support in all parts of the world, everywhere. Here are wonderful children from the Home Science College of Chandigarh. Creativity is as important as literacy. In our education, why don't we have music, dance, games, happiness, humor, fun, creativity, storytelling, stimulation, passion, talent display, stress-free, technology-based, vocational-based, skill-based, outdoor activity, and nature-based? जो पेड़ होता है वो बड़ा होता है तो अपने फल खुद नहीं खाता, वो सारे फल दे देता है. Our chamber, along with Rashmi Balakrishnan ma'am, wants to give all the happiness this morning with the Media Entertainment Sector Skill Council, all the happiness. And finally, इतना क्यों पढ़ा रहे हैं? इतनी पढ़ाई की कहाँ जरूरत है? Why don't we make education relevant to our day-to-day life and our happy living? That all we have to realize. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the YouTube channel. Now we are on to the ICSI. Come on to the ICSI YouTube channel and let's watch this program world over together. Do remember, after this program, we are meeting at 2 o'clock once again. There is going to be how much? 7 hours non-stop marathon with 75 women speakers coming from the northeast part of India. We will travel to 8 beautiful states, 45 million people, International Women's Day celebration. Join the live event. Don't forget, you will enjoy so much today, whole day with us. So, whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Try to कीजिए, एक बार कोशिश तो कीजिए, एक बार प्रयास तो कीजिए, and then you can achieve a lot. महिलाएं आज से नहीं, वर्षों से इतिहास बना रही हैं. The first doctor, the first IPS officer, the first engineer, बेटी बहू कभी मां बनकर सबके ही सुख दुख को सहकर अपने सब फर्ज निभाती है, तभी तो नारी कहलाती है. आज अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महिला दिवस की शुभकामनाएं. If we are going to see the real development in the world, then our best investment is we got to have women in all parts of our life. We need passionate teachers. We need creative teachers. We need dynamic teachers. We need positive teachers. We need vibrant teachers. We need wonderful teachers. We need happy teachers. If teacher is like this, तो क्यों नहीं स्टूडेंट क्लास में आएगा? Women as a passionate teacher, educator, skill developer to come forward, and they should contribute in nurturing the youth in a positive way, passionately, with wonderful personalities. That is the theme and the vision. So join me in extending a very warm welcome this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are world over. और बड़ा अच्छा सा म्यूजिक सुनेंगे. आज डांस भी होगा, सिंगिंग भी होगी, आर्ट क्राफ्ट कल्चर हेरिटेज वैल्यूज एवरीथिंग वी विल एंजॉय. विल ब्रिंग क्यूरियोसिटी, विल ब्रिंग क्रिएटिविटी, विल ब्रिंग communication, will bring collaboration, and join Rashmi Balakrishnan ma'am, the founder Safe Gay Project, through the vision and the lens of Media and Entertainment Skill Council under the aegis of Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India. With these words, hearty welcome, namaskaran, vanakkam, and और क्या बोलते हैं मलयालम में? हमको तो नमस्कारम नमस्कारम ही समझ आता है, तो नमस्कारम. एंड लेट अस स्टार्ट समथिंग. थोड़ा थोड़ा मलयालम मैंने भी सीखने का कोशिश किया है. यन्नुम वेंटारतिन आडुम नवेला यशम मलसरन कोच्चुम नवेला. I just tried Chattakare. There was a movie. I just tried to understand. So we extend a very warm welcome to Madam Rashmi Balakrishnan ma'am. All yours. The world is yours. The globe is yours. And teachers are yours, and students are yours, parents are yours, universe is yours. Let's move ahead, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you. A lot of gratitude coming your way.
थोड़ा वॉल्यूम बढ़ाइए, थोड़ा वॉल्यूम बढ़ाइए.
A lot of gratitude coming your way. A lot of gratitude going out to the universe and to all my elders and ancestors and everybody who's blessed me. That's why I'm here where I am today. And yeah, so I'd like to start with that. And I'm really, really feeling grateful to be a part of such a huge platform and so much Dr. Sharma spoke, and I'm already inspired and overwhelmed with what he's just spoken in the last 8 minutes. I'm already feeling a sense of overwhelm, and I'll be
मैम
honest about it.
मैम मैम इंटरनेशनल वुमेन डे पे कहते हैं ना, फूलों का तारों का सबका कहना है, 1,000 में मेरी बहना है, रश्मि मैम को हैप्पी हैप्पी रहना है. प्लीज गो अहेड.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, amazing. So yeah, so I'm here today to try and share a little of my experience, a little of what I have learned in the last few years of my life and my life living as a child, as a teenager, as like a young adult, as a mother. So there's so much that I've learned, and this is just a way of me sharing, how I feel we could work with children, or how I feel the different aspects could come into education. And yeah, it's all about connection. So one of the things that Dr. Gulshan sir just said was about he spoke about trees, right? Like how a tree grows and gives its fruits out. The other visualization that I always like, I'd like to invite whoever is watching here to close your eyes for a minute. Just close your eyes for a minute and to try and visualize a seed. Yeah, a seed that is in the soil. Yeah, maybe a random seed. Maybe nobody even knows that seed exists, but the seed is there in the soil. And then maybe not, somebody waters it, and the seed starts slowly sprouting. Slowly the seed starts sprouting, and it takes so many days, yeah, to come out of the soil, to go against gravity and to sprout out of the soil. It takes so long. And the more you nurture it, the more you take care of it, you water it, get sunlight, it gets love, it grows into a plant, sometimes it grows into a tree. And sometimes a tree also looks so stagnant, right? It feels like, oh, the tree is doing nothing, the tree is just standing there. But actually, if you think of it, there's so much happening inside, below the soil. There's so much happening below the soil for the tree to grow up. It's going against gravity and it has to grow. Yes, it's not like it's nothing is happening. So much work is happening below that the tree has to stand strong, and it, you know, then from there on serves the world. So I feel like children are like that. Children are like that. They're that seed. Maybe parents, teachers, the adult world does not realize the child is there, or does not realize the existence, or say, ha, ek bacha hai, it's okay. But then the more we nurture the child, that's when the child thrives. It might look like the child is not, nothing is really happening, but there's always constantly something happening within the child, just like how the roots are forming below the soil of a tree. There's always something happening. And this is a visualization I keep reminding myself, not just for children, but also for adults. Sometimes when we are just sitting and not doing anything, we have people coming and asking, oh, you're sitting simply, you have no work to do. But no, but why do we have to be working all the time? We are human beings. We should first be and then do. So even while in the being, there's so much happening inside. And I think it's so important for us to look inside. And I think the pandemic has given us an opportunity to do that, to actually go inside and see, oh my god, how am I feeling, because we didn't have too much of outward interaction. Yeah, so that's something that I just like, it just came to me when sir was talking, and I just felt like sharing that. And before I begin, I'd like to play some music, and I'm going to invite everybody who's sitting to relax in your chair. If you're on your bed, just lie down on your bed, whatever makes you comfortable, and just so that you can go inside and center yourself. That's the only idea I have with this music. So yeah, I hope you will be up. I'm just going to play it. It's a really slow track.
Ma'am, increase your volume a bit. Increase your volume a bit.
Just give me a minute. I'm just trying to share the computer audio. Okay. I'm going to invite everybody to come back to the screen. And I would just like to ask, I don't know if the audience can actually respond in chat, but just to know, how did that music make you feel? And sir, would you like to share how that made you feel?
All the participants, those are joining on the YouTube from the world over, as Madam Rashmi Balakrishnan ma'am has mentioned, we all enjoyed that wonderful flute and across the mountains and pahadiyan or wadiyan. So how did you feel about that music? Put it in the chat box. The best comment which will come, you'll get 1,000 rupees cash award this morning. And the prize would be decided by Rashmi ma'am. I will just read her the comments which will come. I will just mention, I will just read it out. So post your views. What did you feel while listening to that particular music? What change it brought in you? How the soothing was? Rashmi ma'am.
Yes, please do share, because I do believe that music has a lot of power, and any form of art is very, very powerful. So, one of the things that I've read somewhere and I was recently reminded of is this line that um, a child like a child dances before the child walks, a child draws before the child writes, and a child sings before a child learns to uh, write. And that's so amazing to even think of
Just
that.
repeat, ma'am. All three. Please repeat once again.
Sure, sure.
Take your time, but repeat it because these are beautiful lines, ma'am. Beautiful lines.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So before we learn to talk, we sing. Before we learn to walk, we dance. And before we learn to write, we draw. And right now, these are words of some amazing person, and obviously, it's there out on Google. I live with a 2-year-old niece of mine, and she's just two. She's just going to turn, she just turned two. And I see her do this every day. She's singing la 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 la. She's always singing and walking, and she has a sway when she's walking. It's not like somebody taught her that, it's just there in her. And then it makes me wonder, where do we lose this as we grow up? As we grow up, what happens to us that we lose all of this? At 1 year, I don't think our parents are really trying to teach us what song to sing, or maybe they're teaching us nursery rhymes. But even then, to so easily pick up something, or naturally it comes to us, is so amazing. And music is one of those things where children really connect to, even as a 1 year old, even as a 6 month old baby connects to music. And that's the amazing power of music, that we can really connect with each other. I constantly use music in my sessions because I feel like that's a way of um, centering myself. It helps me to get in touch with myself, and it's a way of me telling myself, Rashmi, calm down. We'll deal with this. That's a way of doing it. And I see that every time I work with people, it has similar effects on them too, just to help them feel centered. And obviously, different music has different effects. Different kinds of music triggers different responses. I agree to that. And also, when we say music, the first, I think, probably in India, the first response is, oh, Bollywood music or pop culture or bands. And, yes, all that is there and that's great. But there's also music pieces like these, what I just played, which really does not give us any idea. It's just there. It allows you to imagine, like what Sir just said, right? Pahadia, rivers. These are not words that the music gave. These are not imagination. These are not triggers that the music gave. But he imagined it. He visualized it while closing his eyes. And that's the power of music. That we're all like free to visualize anything we want. I visualized myself on the edge of a river. Somebody would have visualized themselves maybe in their childhood home, somebody on the laps of their mother. It could be, yeah, it could be anything. And it allows you, the best thing is that it allows you to find your comfort zone, your safe space. In that 2, 3 minutes, most of us would have found our safe space where we can say, I'm feeling good now. And that's not something that was not like, the music was not made for that. The music was made for relaxation probably, but that's what it does to us. And so I wonder, why don't we use music more in our lives, to just sit and listen? Even with children, why don't we sit with them and listen to slow music, allow them to be, they don't have to always study, like what Sir said, marks are important, but the happiness of the child is more important. It allows us to bus. I have two daughters, so I'm just sitting with them, holding hands and just listening to music. There's no conversation, there's no intention, kuch karne ko nahi hai. But just that is amazing, just being is amazing. And I think that's the power of music, really, to bring that in into our lives. um, Sir, if you have received any response, you can stop me at any point and you can say, you don't have to wait for me to. You're on mute if you're talking. I don't know if you.
Sorry, ma'am. You go ahead. I will let you know. I will let you know. Please go ahead.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of queries are coming from world over. I'm just replying to them.
Sure, sure. No problem.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So now, I feel like narrating and like an experience of mine which happened about 15 years ago. Um, and this was when I was doing my journalism. I was a journalism student 15 years ago, and I was filled with dreams and hopes of making the world a better place and probably to change the world. You know, I believed that I could change the world at that point. And I did my journalism, and as a part of my journalism course, I had to pick an elective, and I had picked social development as my elective. So while doing research and everything, I came across this particular set of children in a slum in Bangalore who were child laborers, and they had just attended an international conference on child labor in Singapore or something. I can't really remember that, but it was a country outside, and they had just attended it, participated it, and they had just returned, and this came in the paper. And I was like, I want to meet these children. I want to meet them, and I want to tell them how child labor is wrong. You know how they should be studying and they should not be working. They have the right to education and they have to study. And so a group of us, 4 5 of us, decided to spend time there. So we got in touch with somebody, we got permission to go there, and we kind of came there, I think around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. And they were just starting their day, and we had decided to spend some 3 4 hours with them. And it so happened that we spent, like, there were quite a number of children there, and we were finding out about their experience in their in the international visit experience, how they felt. And they were all quite well spoken. They were talking in Kannada, Tamil, a little bit of English, broken English they were also talking, and we were all able to manage. Communication wasn't a problem really there. And the more we spoke to them, the more we realized how their life is like very different from what I imagined it to be for myself. Yeah. I thought that no, I felt like I'm going to tell the children, don't do this, don't do that. But when I went there, their experiences were different. They had parents who were ailing, or they had parents who would not go to work, and they had to eat. They had to eat 3 times meal. And for that, it meant rag picking. It meant going out there and working in some factories. And they asked us questions like, Akka, if we don't work, who will feed us? Yeah. And I didn't have answer because I was just one of those people coming to visit them once, and I'm going to walk off. I'm not going to change my life for them. I knew that at that point, like I can't go back and take care of all these children. And I asked myself, like, how dare you think, or how dare did you feel like you could change things, at that point? And then we started talking. The more we started talking, we realized that they were also trying to find a balance to work and to do some tuitions in the evening. They were volunteers coming and trying to teach them and all of that. And we spent time till about 4 o'clock, 4:30, and then we said let's go because our college was pretty far. So we thought we should take the bus and leave fast. So while we were talking and everything, they said have chai with us. So we had chai with them. Then they said let's spend another 30 40 minutes walk with us. And I said okay. So one of the girls with whom I was talking since morning, she said, Akka, let's take a walk. So I said, yes, let's take a walk. So she held my hand and we were walking around. She was showing me around. And it was around 6 o'clock by then. And we were walking. She was holding my hand and we were walking. And as we were walking, I could see another man walking from the other side. And he was approaching straight. He was just walking straight to us. And I could feel that he was drunk. And I was like, okay. And then I slowly held the girl tightly. And I said, okay, whatever conversation he's going to have, I'm going to like just keep quiet now. And he comes up to me, and I have long hair. So my hair was let loose at that point. And he comes and tells me in Kannada, um, girls from good house don't leave their hair open after sunset. And I was like, I didn't say anything. I just took up clip and I just tied my hair off, and I said okay, and I walked off. I didn't indulge in any sort of conversation. I just walked off. I didn't want to indulge in a conversation at that point because, yeah, first of all, he was drunk and I didn't think it was the right space to do that. So I just walked away. And then while we were saying bye to everybody and all, and the kids were giving us kiss on our cheeks and forehead and all of that, we were hugging. This girl who was with me, she kind of showed me to kneel down. She kind of told me, Akka. And then I knelt down, and she kissed on my forehead, and she put her hand around my head and removed the clip. And she told to me, she was just like 8, 9 years old, and she told to me, Akka, this is your hair. You don't have to listen to anybody. You can do whatever you want with your hair. And I think that was a moment of like, it's a moment that stays with me forever. Even today, when I'm saying this, I have goosebumps. I sometimes cry when I say the story because I feel like I went there thinking I could teach something, and she taught me such an important and valuable lesson. I don't even know where that girl is today. I don't know where she is, but I always keep her in my heart because she's taught me such an important lesson. And yeah, and that's so powerful for me, that how we connect with people irrespective of our age. So when we talk about learning, learning is not age. Learning has nothing to do with age. An adult has to teach a child, or a teacher has to. No, I think we all learn from each other. That's what learning is. We have to be open to learning from each other. And I don't know how you felt when you heard the story from me just now. I don't know what you felt.
I'm still into the music arena because that music was flute. I was thinking about Sunil Dutt. I was thinking about Mala Sinha. I was thinking about B.R. Chopra. I was thinking about Mahendra Kapoor. I was thinking about Asha Bhosle. I was thinking about Ravi ji, the musician from southern India. And I was thinking about Nainital. And I was thinking about Uttarakhand. And the song was going to my mind. इन हवाओं में, इन फिजाओं में, इन हवाओं में, इन फिजाओं में तुझको मेरा प्यार पुकारे. Because that flute was going, the mountains were going. I'm still into that music arena, ma'am. I've just stuck there only.
Sure, sure. No problem. No problem at all. And it's perfectly fine to be stuck there. We don't have to necessarily move with
Yes.
everybody. Yeah.
So I think that that girl gave you right advice. I
Yes.
won't call it advice, but her opinion,
Yes, yes,
because every girl has a right to live their way, to
absolutely.
enjoy the life their way, and we are no one. We have to break inhibitions, orthodox feelings, and we have to give a space to every child because everybody is a human being.
Absolutely.
So
So
let's move ahead now from the music. Where would you like to take us?
yes, so I was coming to the power of storytelling. Why
Okay.
are stories so important? Because if we go back in history and if you look at entertainment, the word entertainment itself, what was that like thousands of years ago, millions of years ago? It was about people sitting together around fire and talking about, oh, this happened to me today, that happened to me today, and singing songs and all of that. So, storytelling is like a very inherent part of human beings. We all love stories. When we get together in a family wedding, at a family wedding, or we get together in a, like a birthday party, what picnic, we constantly listen to each other's stories and we love it. Yeah, we get carried away with stories because stories are powerful and stories have the ability to connect us, bring us together.
Okay,
When
ma'am. Before you take us to the story world, if you permit me, you would be kind enough. I take your permission for that.
yes, yes,
A lot of comments have come on the YouTube. Some male members have written, some female members have also written.
sure,
Male members are writing, music is the only language in which you cannot say a mean or sarcastic thing. Music is the language of the spirit. It opens the secret of life, bringing peace, abolishing strife. The most effective way to do is to do it, the music part. That means performance. Then music produces a kind of pleasure which human nature cannot do without. Then there is a comment which has come from a girl from northeast part of India. She's from Arunachal Pradesh, but she is writing from Shillong. And she's writing, music brings calmness and connect us to our inner self. It helps us heal, and no matter where you are, what you are doing, with whom you are, music anytime and every time helps us to heal.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So can we, nice song, music is the power. Can we give prize to this girl from northeast part of India? I will read the comment once again with your consent, with your permission. Music brings calmness and connect us to our inner self. It
Yes,
helps us heal. And no matter where you are, what you are doing, with whom you are, music anytime and every time helps us to heal. How do you look at this statement, ma'am?
absolutely. When you were reading it, the first thing that came to me was children. That when a child is really, like, filled with energy, or think of a classroom, children are all about and they're running and everything. If we can get them to just listen to music, obviously it's not so easy to tell children who sit and listen to music. It is a little bit of work, but when we can listen to music, take a few minutes. No, it needn't be too long, even like 3 minutes, 4 minutes of music. It can really calm us down, again depending on the music. If we put a really, like, a drums music or something, it's going to actually increase our energy levels and want us to move and dance. But if we play calm music, it's definitely going to calm us. It helps us heal. Of course, it helps us heal. We can immediately switch our emotion. It'll just happen. The emotion will shift slowly. Yeah. So I definitely agree with
Wonderful.
that.
So, with your consent, heartiest congratulations to Madam Poonam Lingi. She's in Shillong. She's from Arunachal Pradesh. She brings a proud this morning, the first winner of 1,000 rupees. She gets it onto the music part. And before we proceed to the story, something very interesting, ma'am. I'm still stuck in Gumraha movie. Gumraha movie was very interesting and old movie, and we oldies, we enjoy it so well. There are two sisters. The elder sister is married. She has got a small child. And something happens. I do not know. I can't recall what is that movie now. The elder sister dies. So the family decides that the younger daughter and the younger girl from the same family should be sent across to look after that child. And she marries that person and stays with him. She was already in love with Sunil Dutt,
Okay.
and they are singing, dancing, mountain, and you're that flute music and all that. And now when she gets married, she is not in a position to tell Sunil Dutt that why she is going away, what are the compulsions, what are the problem, what are the difficulties. And then Sunil Dutt in a forest with the trees, he's standing over there and he's singing. Another line is coming to my mind now, which I just wish to share.
Sure.
आके अब तो चांदनी भी सर्द हो चली, हो चली, हो चली, धड़कनों की नर्म आंच सर्द हो चली, हो चली, हो चली, ढल चली है रात, आके मिल, आके मिल, आ भेजा, आ भेजा, Abhija. That is the healing power of the music. I was just enjoying. Let's get to your story now, ma'am.
No problem. Thank you for being so authentic and sharing yourself. I think just seeing you enjoy music and just sharing is amazing. Thank you.
No, no. In education, music should be the integral part. If we want to see world at peace and a better place, we have to live with nature. We have to respect environment. We have to live with animals, insects, and human animals also, of course, human beings. But at the same time, we have to enjoy what God has gifted all of us. So let's move from your music to storytelling.
Sure. So I was talking about stories, and the stories are powerful. It's our most ancient form of entertainment. Telling stories to each other, listening to each other, stories of stories of happiness, stories of sadness, stories of heartbreak, stories of love, stories of inspiration. Sometimes stories of, I don't know, like, sadness and defeat. All of it is welcome, because we all learn from each other. We all learn from stories. So there's this uh, there's a person called Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes. She's somebody I closely follow, and I feel like I've read her books, and she's contributed so much to who I am today. So there's something she says. She says that stories are medicine. They have such power, they do not require us to do anything. We just have to listen. And that is very, very powerful to me, that stories are medicine. They can actually heal. Just like how you say music is music can heal, even stories can heal. Just sharing.
The name of the lady once again, ma'am?
Dr. Clarissa
Spell
Pinkola.
spell it out, ma'am, so
I,
that
shall I type
audience are
it?
asking. I want to tell them also. Yes.
Oh, I'm just typing it.
Yeah. Madam is typing it, and I will read out for all of you. Madam is just typing it for all of us over here. Storytelling is so powerful. It is Dr. Clarissa, Clarissa, Clarissa Pinkola, Pinkola Estes. Now the correct pronunciation ma'am will give.
Yes, Dr.
Okay.
Clarissa Pinkola Estes.
Okay.
And she writes, she's written a lot of books. Her books are generally around mythology and how it connects to humans. So she picks stories and she says how it really connects to our psychology, our psyche, how we think, all of that. It's really powerful. Her books are very powerful. And she always says that stories are medicine. We just have to share and something is going to happen. We don't have to do much, it will happen on its own. And I truly believe in that, in sharing stories and saying stories to each other. And I think as adults, as teachers, we should even tell stories to children, not just fairy tales. Fairy tales are also very cliched, I feel, where you have a princess, you have a prince, you have prince rescuing the princess. All that is great, but there are real life stories, stories from our lives. If we can step into vulnerability, if we can be authentic and share our stories with children, they will they will be able to connect with us better, because they'll feel like, oh, this ma'am also has gone through this, oh, this auntie or this uncle has also, so it's not just me. That feeling of they don't understand me, I think we can break that barrier a little. Maybe not, one story won't break the entire barrier, but one step at a time, one story at a time. So
Wonderful. Wonderful. Ma'am, I just wanted to share with you over here something which just came to the mind. When you're talking about storytelling, and when you're talking about the other day, I was listening and I was watching one of the program of present Secretary School Education, Government of India, Madam Anita Karwal,
okay.
and she was interacting with the CBSE people, CBSE director and others.
Mhm.
And there she used a word called graphic novels. Graphic novels. So while you're talking about storytelling,
Mhm.
should you wish to somewhere relate to, or you would like to bring a context of graphic novels also? Because I could see that time the secretary was so enthusiastic. She wanted to bring that matter of the graphic novels in that session of storytelling itself. Would
Sure.
you like to elaborate and touch that point as well somewhere?
Sure. So,
Okay.
graphic novels are, I would say, so there are two aspects. There's one, like a verbal, both are verbal. One is written and one is oral. So,
Hmm.
storytelling is oral, where we talk, we sit together, and all of that. And graphic novel is more written work. It's written work, and I'm sure children of today's age are reading a lot of. It's kind of similar to a comic book, but it's much loud, it's much more deep. The kind of stories they share are very, very, they have very complete narratives, and they may be a part of like greater stories or just sort of small stories. And I feel like if our CBSE or NCRT books were like graphic novels, children would love to read it. Instead of just having like chunks and chunks of words written and trying to read and understand, when you have people's faces, you have things drawn, and there's a little bit of this great visualization in graphic novels. When you look at it, you're literally like you're seeing a movie, That's the kind of effect you get when you look into a graphic novel. So it would be great to have those kind of books in schools and to teach our children. Like small children looking at books with only text is really boring. Children don't want to read books with only text. They're like, even if I take it to my 8-year-old daughter, she'll tell me, Amma, like pictures, some pictures. So
Yes.
so graphic novels are a great way, a great innovation if we can bring it into our education system. What do you
Wonderful.
think? But
Wonderful.
it
Let's
requires a
move with
lot
the
of,
storytelling. Let's move with the storytelling. You
yeah.
were touching very interesting point. Yes, ma'am.
So yes, I was just saying that as adults, as teachers, if we can share stories while in the classroom, instead of just teaching theories and saying that this is how you should do, that's that. But sometimes today, to say that while I was doing math in this particular standard, I used to fail miserably. I used to get my answers wrong, and that's just a way of telling the child that it's okay to be wrong. I think our current social structure, and there's a lot of social pressure, I feel, to be perfect, to get like highest marks, to not, there's no space for mistakes, there's no space for imperfection. And that's where one learns, right? Like, I don't know, I just feel like that's where one learns. If a child is allowed to make mistake and say that it's okay to make a mistake, you know but just understand what your mistake was. Try, maybe you'll make a different mistake next time, that's okay. But at least that's how we will learn, instead of just by hearting and trying to do things. So yeah, so stories are like, a great, what do you say, treasure of experience. It's a treasure house of experiences. Um, and the more we share with children, we can create empathy in them. We can allow them to know the society better, instead of saying stories from only fairy tales, because fairy tales are not going to happen in real life. Yeah, fairy tales are just going to stay. So why don't we share stories of real human beings? you know like the maids who come to our house and help us, they are the ones who enable our lives. The security uncle who's down, why don't we tell his story? Why don't we tell stories of our grandparents and their teachers or whatever, but stories that connect us to human being, and the child will feel like, okay, there's more. And that allows them to create that, in that connection with the outer world also. So
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So we touched music. We had wonderful instrumental music from your side. Then we have come to storytelling. We have touched the graphic novels also. Now, finally, how to have happy teachers, how to have a happy environment all around. What should we do? Does dance also has some very important ingredient in education?
absolutely. Thank you for
Okay.
bringing that up, because that's my most favorite part, I think, because
Okay.
I've been dancing since the time I can remember. My parents have always encouraged us to dance. I have a sister. They've always encouraged us to perform and learn and create, even choreograph. I started choreographing when I was in 8th standard, if I'm right. My parents would just like push us to do it and do. And I'm really, really grateful to my parents for making that happen to me. And as I grew, I kept dancing. And at some point, around like 7 years ago or something, I was really like, I wanted to dig deeper in dance. And I felt like dance has a deeper aspect than performative. It's not just about performance and people saying wah wah and people clapping. I felt like there's more than that. And that's how I ventured into dance therapy. I got into movement therapy. And also, when we talk about dance, it's very common for everybody to think dance is Bollywood dance, or dance is Kathak dance, or dance is break dance, or dance is, Odissi dance. No, even if I move my hands like this, that is dance. Even if I do just this, it's dance. If I do this, it's dance. Everything is movement. And we all move a zillion times in a day without even being aware of it. And all that is movement. And if we take movement into classrooms, I would like for everybody who's sitting here to just imagine, because we're all adults here, and I'm just going to ask, how do you feel sitting in office from 9 to 5, doing your work, not moving? Yeah. Please put your response in the chat. I would like to hear how you feel. And now I'm going to ask you to just for a moment Change your perspective and think of children who sit in the classroom from 8 to 3 or 8 to 4 just listening to teachers. How frustrated they are, how bored they are, how quickly they lose focus. And it's not for no fault of theirs. We are just wired like that. So if we bring in movement where children can move around, allow them to sit, allow them to sit somewhere else, allow them to sit on the ground if they want to, allow them to change places once in a while. Let them move. And move is not just dance, moving is more than that. It gives them spatial awareness. And the moment you bring in movement and music into the picture, our brain neurons work much faster. They are stimulated and they start functioning much faster, and new neuron connections are built, and all of that happens. There's a lot of scientific research that's gone into it. So if we can bring in dance and movement, why not play some music and dance to some math rhymes, or to historical stories? I'm sure there's so much resource available today out there. It would be so great to enact, like instead of learning history, why not use drama and enact history? It would help children to remember that much faster. So I think dance definitely is something that we can bring into uh, our school play spaces, and we can design sessions in such a way that it really enables the education also go hand in hand. And I
This
would also like to touch upon what Dr. Sharma just asked about teachers. And I believe each one of us is a teacher here, irrespective of if you're on the payrolls of a school or not. You may be a teacher in a school, but if we are all teachers, because children look up to us, children model us. We might say a lot of moral stories and moral signs and theories, but what you do is what they learn. So they see you, they model you. Simple. You can say like a lot of things, but that's not going to work. They see what they do what they see. And I feel like because of that, we have a huge responsibility inside us, on all of us. We are hugely responsible for a future generation. And it's our responsibility first to take care of ourselves. That's the first responsibility. That we take care of ourselves, we be happy people, we love ourselves, we take time out for ourselves and keep learning new things, keep doing things that we love. How much does it take for us to switch on music for 10 minutes and just dance to that music for 10 minutes? I mean, in 24 hours, we can't take out 10 minutes or 5 minutes to just dance or just draw something or whatever that makes you happy. Go into the nature, walk, whatever that makes you happy. Because again, there's something that I learned very late in life, but you can never pour something from an empty cup. So this glass of mine has water right now. I can only pour water out of this. I can't pour coffee out of this. Because the glass has water, only water will come out of this. If the glass had coffee, coffee would come out of this. And it's just that if we are filled with self-love, we can give love to others also. We can nurture others. If you're filled with frustration, it's very sad, but that's what we're going to give others. It's a sad realization, but that's the truth. So I think it's so important to start with intrapersonal, work with ourselves, get to know yourself better, and then go to interpersonal, where we interact with each other. And I think this is also something we could teach our children, to first know yourself very well and then start knowing the society, knowing children. So, what is your relationship with yourself? And then your relationship with others. I think it's the same for adults and children.
wonderful, wonderful. Such an interesting, such a stimulating session. We touched about music, we had instrumental, we had vocal, we had come to dance, we had come to poetry, we had gone to graphic novels. And the takeaway, the most remarkable, sentence which I'm taking is, let's take movement to classroom. Let's take movement to classroom. Oh, that's an amazing sentence which you have given. And that has touched me so well. So, ladies and gentlemen, today is the International Women Day. We have started while respecting the women. We started with Madam Rashmi Balakrishnan ji. and she was kind enough to talk to us and to discuss with us how to be happy, how to be happy in every moment, how to bring happiness to others as well, and how to make this world a better place. We all have gone through the challenges, we all have gone through the difficulties during this particular pandemic time. We had so much of challenges, we just can't share. We know we all have suffered a lot. We know that everybody has paid a very heavy price, and schools were closed, colleges were closed, institutions were closed. Many people have lost their jobs as well, and the life was stuck. But we got to move on. We got to bring movement in life. We got to bring movement to our classroom. And teachers, our educators, our counselors, our coach, our trainers, our performers, our skill developers, our skill providers, and inspirational women like Rashmi, Balakrishnan, ma'am, they all have got great to contribute to the humanity. Let the journey go on. Let's make a wonderful place on this universe. I wish to share one slide before we close today's session, that today from 2 o'clock to 9 o'clock, 7 hours, we are going to take you 7 sisters and 1 brother of the northeast part of India, and you would be meeting 75 women speakers, the girl child from different parts, different places. Do join us. The program will be available to you live on the ICSI YouTube channel. Be a part of the journey. Welcome to Northeast part of India in the afternoon at 2 o'clock, and win lots of prizes. There are lots of prizes today, cash prizes, gift hampers, and all the people those are participating over here. If you post your email address on the YouTube channel itself on the ICSI column, then we can send electronic certificate of participation today of the International Women Day celebrations for all of you. With these words, our deepest gratitudes and thanks to Madam Rashmi Balakrishnan ma'am, and we send greetings, blessings to you both the kiddies, and we pray to Almighty you keep serving the humanity while bringing the movement to the classroom. That is the way the world has to be, and we all got to be bringing happiness in this universe. Namaskaran. Thank you very much.